Assalamu alaikum, everybody. How are y'all doing this evening? Hopefully, well, inshallah ta'ala. Make sure, inshallah, make sure that everybody can see. We'll get started here shortly. Inshallah. What's going on, everybody in Instagram world? Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long while. I've been kind of busy, y'all. I don't know if y'all been paying too much attention to me on Facebook or not, but I hurt my leg. I tore my Achilles tendon. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to make my dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Ma ba'd. Yeah, so I had hurt my leg. I had hurt my I tore my Achilles tendon. So that kind of affected my work situation, and I had to start a new business and all that. Oh, a whole nother story for another day. But that's why I've been absent from working. So I end up, from putting in the social work like y'all normally see me. But alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me with another business venture. It's doing very well, alhamdulillah. I was able to make a smooth transition over into a trucking company. So yeah, that's why I've been absent. Still getting acclimated with the schedule. I'm still learning that business. Still learning. I got a whole entire new schedule. I'm not like out in the field like I was with the landscaping, and then I'm home at night, and then I can take my notes, and it's kind of different. I do have the time, but the timing is short because if anybody does any trucking, then y'all know bouncing from city to city, driving 10 hours, 11 hours out of the day. I got limited time to get to the truck stop, get shower. By the time I sit down in my truck, and I got sleep in my truck, so by the time I sit down and quote unquote relax and be able to get in front of my computer, it's 9 to 10 o'clock, and I got to lay down and get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and start driving again. So I just been trying to find a balance so I can get some material. I got a lot of unreleased material, a lot. So we haven't given up. Excuse me. When life gives you oranges, you make lemonade, or whatever y'all say. But alhamdulillah, like, share, subscribe. I don't know if it's worth subscribing because I'm so inconsistent. I'm working on it, but whatever. Like, share it for sure because we want to get this. We want to get this message out. So first and foremost, y'all know I've been trolling. I trolled the Democrats and whoever the Democratic nominee. I've been doing it since Obama. So don't nobody feel no kind of way. And nothing is personal. This all should be intellectual. It should be intellectual. Some people get very emotional. I get emotional, but I let my heat rise. I don't a lot of times let it make me hate a person or somebody because they got opposing views or whatnot. But um, yeah, so yeah, don't take nothing personal. We all making our best effort at this. I love the fact that social media gives us the opportunity to speak freely on these matters most of the time, unless you've been like really like if you actually been disrespectful and everything. I must say Facebook and YouTube and everybody they've been very fair with me, even though I have some hard line opposing views, and that's really what this is. So kind of jumping straight into this whole thing. Um, First and foremost, I want to make a proclamation. Black people, I want y'all to think for your own selves. I'm hearing all the fear mongering, and we are giving in to the fear mongering before we actually use our own brains and make our own conscious decision. And first and foremost, you have to be conscious of the black struggle in the black community in order for you to speak, even on social media, on the behalf of black people. So every time that y'all make a post or y'all say something about an individual for or against, y'all have to understand influence controls thinking and thinking controls actions. That's what y'all are not. This is all y'all making it all fun and games. And we all joke and whatever, but people who are not dedicated to intellectualism, uh, they're not. They don't know the gauge between fun and games and when stuff is serious. So when y'all saying stuff, people are listening. And if it gets a lot of likes and a lot of views, if it's some goofy reel or video or something, y'all are influencing people with a lot of the wrong information. So I wanted to say that first. Black people, vote according to your own intellectual understanding of your condition, which should be in unison, which most of the time is in unison with the black condition as a whole. We get caught up in everybody else's issues. All the stuff that everybody I've been challenging people for a week now to give me three reasons, three policies on why they want to vote for Kamala Harris. And I'm gonna get to I don't know if there's any comments yet. I don't have the comments pulled up. Maybe I should pull them up. Let me see if I can pull them up. Okay. Hey, Gog and Magog, I have not seen you in a while, good brother. How you doing? Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so I can see the comment. Y'all can't see the comments yet, but I can see the comment. What's going on, Kenneth? My guy Ken, what's going on, brother? Just get back home. No, 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 I'm at home, man. I moved. I don't live in Cincinnati no more. I couldn't take it, man. I feel like they was gonna assassinate me. All them young boys out there bucking, man. I feel like they was gonna assassinate me before I actually bloomed into my to the culmination of who I can really be. I didn't want to get. I don't want to take a bullet out in the grocery store, man. Cincinnati, one of them type places. I had to get somewhere where it's safe, and I can freely think and I can freely live and freely walk around. But whatever. Um, so yeah, back on track. We need to think for ourselves and stop letting everybody think for us. We are so lost when it comes to the black struggle. Um, like Malcolm X said, the revolution will not be televised. So if you getting all your information off of CNN or not CNN, MSNBC, and you letting if you watching MSNBC 24/7, and the more you want to know and learn about the debate and presidential candidacies and politics as a whole, and you turn on MSNBC and you watch that all day, and we can say Fox News too, but I will give credit to the Republicans over on Fox News. They be a little bit more accurate. You got to be able to navigate through all of the what do you call it? The name calling, and when they trying to do a smear campaign, you gotta be you gotta be smart enough to navigate through all of that. But what you need to know is that if you're watching MSNBC, you're being indoctrinated. You're being brainwashed. And I've watched some very intelligent people who were smarter than me in high school. I got family members on both sides that are completely clueless. I've been asking everybody, family, friends, Facebook world, YouTube world, Twitter world, everybody. Give me black people. Give me three policies that Kamala Harris is running on that is for the black community. And I always give people a hint. First and foremost, she already told everybody a couple years ago that she's not going to do anything particularly for black people. And then here comes the narrative to clean her up for that mishap, because she screwed up big time with the black intellectual community. She screwed up big time. So for them doing damage control and cleaning it up, they are brainwashing y'all in MSNBC into this ideology of Oh, if we have to do it for one group, we have to do it for another group. And if we do it for black people, we have to do it for everybody. And the president of the United States is the president of everybody, not just black people. Okay, sounds really good. But this is the problem with that argument. And this is why y'all got to study and research for yourselves and stop letting the MSNBC think for y'all. The problem with that is ain't no other peoples who all these candidates are representing and are passing policies for and under. Ain't none of them been in chattel slavery. None of them been in Jim Crow. None of them had the black codes enforced on them. None of them had redlining enforced on them. So you cannot, nobody, I don't care how cute you are, I don't care how fast you can twerk, I don't care how many followers you have, I don't care how viral your posts go, and that you can popcorn faster and better than anybody on the internet. You can't change those facts. You can't change those facts. And I don't care how many names you call me. You can call me dumb, you can call me ignorant, and I see all the comments. I just, when people get disrespectful, I just don't say nothing. I keep out of it unless somebody address me head on. But I've seen friends of mine, they know, I know that they see in my posts, and they making, subtle remarks and sneak disses and saying ignorance, and I can't believe I know these people, and I went to school with these people. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. And the simple fact that I asked you, I'm giving you an opportunity to convince me to support Kamala Harris, because nobody is a bigger advocate for black people other than me, for black women other than me. Nobody is a bigger advocate. You won't find anybody a bigger advocate. If we had a suitable black candidate, nobody would beat me in supporting that individual, first and foremost. So it's amazing to me that y'all can't answer them questions. Y'all can't answer my question. Y'all can't tell me because she's a girl that doesn't count. That you don't get a vote just because it's a girl. If it's like that, then I'll put my wife up. Let her run. She's smarter than Kamala Harris. She stand more for the black people than Kamala Harris do. If it's just about her being a girl. If it's just about her being black, put my wife up. If it's about her being a girl and being a black, put my wife up. She's smarter than Kamala Harris. She can lead the women a lot better. She don't have a track record of damaging the black community up under the oath of law like Kamala Harris does. She don't have none of that on her. She's a good mother. She's a good Muslim. She's a good religious person. She's humble. Put her up. If it's about her genitalia and her skin color, and she's black on both sides, not like African American, not got the color of the skin black. Because we got some people in South America that got our same skin color, and they'll tell you all day they not you. And I want to make that proclamation. Black people, stop always rushing to claim people who don't claim you. Be proud of who you are. Stop always talking about you Indian and got Indian in you. And stop talking about you Native American and got Native American in you. You ain't been to none of those reservations. They don't accept you in none of those reservations. Most of y'all who say that. 99% of y'all to say that. If y'all say y'all got Tamil in y'all like Kamala Harris does, you ain't never been to Southern India, Southeastern India. Y'all don't even talk to the subcontinent Indians or Asians. Y'all don't even talk to them. Y'all don't sit with them. Y'all don't converse with them. Nothing. Just because your hair might be straighter than the next black person, you claim you got some Indian in you, or you Brazilian, or you Puerto Rican, and all this old mess. They not claiming us. And that's cool. They can be proud of who they are. But I'm telling you, black people, be proud of who you are. That's what's wrong with us. We have an inferiority complex. We always claiming people, and that's what we're doing. They did all of this psychological racism to us, and that's all this stuff is with Kamala Harris. It's racial inferiority. She got that light skin. She got that straight hair that all black women envy and all black women want to have, unrightfully so. Just because white supremacy has made us feel insignificant and inferior as we are and how we've come with the nappy head jokes and the dark skin jokes and all of that stuff. We all grew up in it, and we all know all the light skinned girls with long hair. They all get the precedence in the society. So that's all y'all see is an older version of Cardi B that maybe then put on a suit and now she's running for president. Y'all see this delusion of yourselves in her, and now y'all saying y'all want to vote for her. So I'm saying, think for yourself. Y'all didn't even make her. Y'all didn't even vote her in for her candidacy. She skipped the DNC and everything. Now y'all talking about Trump is a dictatorship, and y'all trying to scare me and like, oh, you need to stop going against Kamala Harris because that's going to usher in Trump, and your page has influence, and your page is for black advocacy. We see your post, but you're wrong on this. You're going to get Trump in, and Trump's going to be a dictatorship. Two things wrong with that. He was already in office, and it was the greatest time that we ever had in America, statistically, especially in the black community. Crime was down. The conviction of crime was down all time. We made more money under Trump than we did any president, even y'all beloved R&B singer Obama. Even your beloved R&B singer Obama. We made more, and I got the stats. I put it up there. Everybody was arguing back and forth with their opinions. Boom. I put the statistic up there. Everybody was quiet. Nobody said, oh, subhanAllah, Abdul Kabir, I see what you're saying. You're going by the numbers. You're going by the facts. Okay. Okay, so you going somewhere with this. Tell me more. Nobody said that. The egos get involved, and they just didn't say nothing. I got all the facts and all the statistics and stuff that I say. I try not to do those compare and contrast and pull up this article and I put up all this stuff. And y'all know I'll get to sharing screens, and I have 4 or 5 screens open and showing y'all highlights and clauses and different articles and stuff, but y'all don't read. So I know y'all not gonna read with me. So I'm gonna sit here and do a video, and I'm gonna popcorn with you like how y'all like to do it, because that's boring to y'all. Y'all rather listen to Megan Thee Stallion and Kanye West tell y'all who to vote for and who not to vote for, and follow them as opposed to being an independent thinker, and that's what we're supposed to be. So that's first and foremost. Think for your own self. Y'all did not vote for Kamala Harris. Nobody knew who Kamala Harris was until she came on the scene with Biden. I got partners. I got partners that used to write me in a joint that's in California and was telling me about Kamala Harris, how tough she was on the brothers. She wasn't letting none of the brothers out of jail. The brothers was in the law library, and they were proving their own case as proving their innocence through their own case, and she's shooting them all down. She's shooting them all down. So that's the first thing. Number one, think for yourselves. Number two, she is not a pillar in the community. Y'all would have a dog in this fight, in this argument, if she was a pillar in the community. If she was a person, even, I hate to say his name, like Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, we at least know these individuals. They some rotten pillars. They're dry rotted pillars in the community, but they've been around for a long time in the community, almost grassroots. They used to be grassroots, but working in the community. Somebody, a familiar face. They mama look like my mama. They daddy look like my daddy. We ain't Jamaican. I ain't got nothing against the Jamaican people. But Jamaica is somewhere else. That's a whole nother country. They don't got the same problems that we got over here. They not helping us with our problems. Neither are we helping them with their problems. That's cool. Every man got to fend for themselves. That's life. But we ain't Jamaican and we ain't Indians. Period. So I don't see how a person who did not grow up in our community, she didn't even live in the hood back in Oakland. She grew up in a well-to-do upper middle class neighborhood. She wasn't like us. She didn't endure the struggles as an African American male or female. She didn't see the struggles of an African American man. She didn't see the oppression that the system puts on an African American man. She didn't see the pressure and the oppression that the black woman, the black African American woman, has to endure. Give you an example. Her crony, Joe Biden, that y'all love so much, who has done nothing. And I did another video like this when Joe Biden was running, and y'all crucified me. And here we are 4 or 5 years later. Joe Biden has done nothing, and the condition of the black community has worsened, and it's going to continue to worsen as long as y'all stay brainwashed. Joe Biden and his 94 crime bill. And the person that y'all love the most, the first real black president, according to y'all, President Clinton. Him and those two, Biden and Clinton, and of course with the help of the rest of the Democratic Party, came together and said that black people are criminals and we got to round them up like slaves and throw them in the prison system. The 94 crime bill. Y'all haven't looked at any of the statistics and any of the ramification that has had. Y'all haven't looked at any of it. Y'all just playing on Facebook and posting stuff just to get likes. That's all y'all doing because y'all not saying nothing. Y'all ain't looked at those statistics in the 94 crime bill. And most of y'all that's talking all this crazy stuff got a brother, a uncle, a cousin, a friend, a boyfriend, a baby daddy, maybe even a husband who was affected directly by that 94 crime bill. They criminalized the condition of black people. So they created the condition of black people. They starved us out. So when we have the nerve to start stealing and robbing, because we're like, man, we're not gonna sit here and keep on starving because we're men. Then they say, oh, they're animals, they're wild dogs. We gotta round them up like the animals that they are and put them in the prison system. Kamala Harris never experienced it. I'm willing to bet she never had a friend that experienced that. A baby mama whose baby daddy was shot and killed in a drug gang because the government brought those drugs here and put them in the black neighborhoods so that they can raise money for their own government, for their own selfish endeavors, and playing king of the hill on the rest of the world. We ain't got nothing to do with what's going over in the Middle East. Black people has nothing to do with that. Nothing. We don't own no oil. We ain't got no machines. We don't no fracking. We don't got none of that crap. And the government conspired against black people and brought drugs to the United States and and placed them in the black communities. This is documented. I'm not even gonna give y'all the. I'm not gonna give y'all the. I'm not gonna give y'all the what you call it. The name of this stuff. I'm gonna leave it to y'all to figure it out and make a liar out of me. One of y'all favorite rappers carries the name of an individual who was involved. All of this. That's your hint. Put it in the comments if you know. You know. But anyway, they brought drugs over here, so they created the environment. They put our people on the drugs. We robbing and killing and using the drugs, and then they go and lock us up for it. If that's not conspiracy, if that's not entrapment, I don't know what is. And mind you, it was your Democrats, your Democratic governments that done this stuff. The Republicans played their part in it, but I'm gonna get to it when I'm gonna get to about the Democratic Party and the blood that's on their hands, the black blood that is on their hands. We gonna get there. Somebody calling my phone. Sorry, but either way it go, Kamala Harris never seen that. She never experienced watching a single black woman whose husband or baby daddy or boyfriend was shot in the head as a due to the gangs and the drugs in the community, or was rounded up in prison and snatched out of the community because of drugs and gangs that were brought to the community. Kamala Harris doesn't represent that, not in the least bit of form. And then with her little truancy act, we got black mothers that's dealing with this kind of stuff. And yeah, it gets hard to the point where they might not be able to get their kids to the school. They might not be able to get their kids to the school. The vast majority of people who was locked up was Latinas and black women, and we was all suffering from this stuff. No empathy whatsoever. She said she is on record, quote, saying, if these mothers basically don't get their act together, then we are going to punish them to the fullest extent of the law. No empathy to that situation, what I just told y'all, which is 9 times out of 10 is probably what's causing it. The mom might even have been on drugs that your government, her government, brought to our community. She might have been on drugs and cracked out. No heart coming to say, hey, why is the child not in school? No investigation whatsoever. The law said if the child was 30 minutes late for school, they don't want to hear nothing. She going to jail, and she it can be up to she could be punished up to a year. She said fullest extent a year in jail. A single black mother that's enduring all this oppression, a year in jail and a $2,500 fine, and her kids is getting taken away. That's the black life. Those are black problems. And that was the policy she came up with. So when I ask y'all what policies have she created, does she say she want to create? And she tells you she ain't doing nothing specifically for black people, but she's done things that indirectly slash directly affect black people. What, make this make sense for me. Make that make sense for me, please. Second thing, uh, shouldn't no black person be a Democrat? No black person be a Democrat. The only way that a black person should be Democrat is if the Democrats nominated somebody like me and put me in charge of the party. Somebody that has my viewpoints, black viewpoints. Somebody who has true ideas that can be employed in the black community. Other than that, shouldn't no black person be a Democrat? Why? Because the Democrats were behind every single racist scheme that took place in America against black people. Every single one. Slavery. Slavery was the Democrats. Your beloved Democrats were the makers and owners and the runners of slaves. The Republican Party that y'all hate so much was created because they didn't want to continue slavery in the country. Some people there's mixed ideas about why the Republican Party didn't want slavery, but you can put them all together. Some of them was like, hey, it's just not a good business decision for the country no more, especially with the expansion of the country or the territories going north and west. Do your history. That's how the Republican Party was created, based on the freedom of black people, of the black skin. The Republican Party was now, this ain't a shout out for the Republican Party, but I'm saying, if any one of y'all, if y'all had to choose and y'all had a gun in y'all head, why in the world would y'all choose the party who invented slavery? No, they didn't invent it, but they were the ones who carrying on slavery in this country. And they fought a war, the most famous war of American history, the Civil War, because they wanted to keep slavery. That's the roots. Like the old people used to say, a tree with bad roots don't bear no fruit. A tree with bad roots don't bear no fruit. Black people, why are y'all so forgiving? If y'all are that forgiving, let me come in your house and take all your TVs, take all them Jordans that y'all bought y'all kids, your car, your Kia that you driving that you work so hard for. Let me come in there and take all of that. And then I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I apologize. And it was not the right thing to do. It was not the right thing to do for the gang members to come through there and rob your house and take all of your belongings. Let me do that one time for y'all. All the people who voting for Kamala Harris and y'all for her and y'all so forgiving to the Democratic Party, let me do that just one time and just forgive me like y'all forgiving them, the people who are the perpetrators of white supremacy. Let me do that, and I'm going to be up, and then I'm going to run for president from all the stuff that I took from y'all, and then I'm going to give it all back to you. That's basically that's basically the life of a black Democrat. This is Stockholm Syndrome. This is crazy. If I came and stepped on your $2,000 white Balenciagas, you going to shoot me right here. And I told you, oh, I'm sorry. But you see me stomp on your foot on purpose. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. You gonna shoot me right here. You going to King Von me right here. You going to King Von me right here. But your historical oppressor gets a pass. Your historical oppressor gets a pass. Now, if that's not a slave, I don't know what that is. Y'all are not bucking the system. Y'all weak. If you're a black Democrat, you weak and you weak-minded. And I say that with love. I say that with love. I don't want y'all to be weak. I don't want y'all to be weak-minded. I want y'all to be strong. I want us to be strong. But what do I look like sugarcoating the truth just to get y'all to like me? Y'all don't do nothing for me, no way. Y'all don't support my videos. Y'all, I'm making a stallion and put up a twerking video and get 1.2 million likes, and I'm giving y'all jewels. I'm giving y'all game, and there's 5 people watching this. So I don't got no incentive to say what y'all want me to say, first and foremost. So it makes no sense for a black person to be a black Democrat. Second, no, not even second, but extending that first point, the Democrats were behind Jim Crow. Yeah, them people that was hitting Martin Luther King with the rocks in the head were Democrats. The people who were behind the CIA and the FBI, the people who conspired to kill y'all beloved Martin Luther King, they were Democrats. The people who killed Malcolm X, they were Democrats. When we started to create black independence from white supremacy, they took our 2 most beloved leaders, and let's not even talk about Marcus Garvey and them. They took our 2 most beloved leaders, our 2 most successful leaders that were headed down the road of freeing us, and they murdered them in cold blood. They crucified them. They did them like how y'all say Jesus got done. They made an example out of them to us and told us ain't gonna be no black leadership. And y'all accepting it. The Democrats murdered your father, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X, rahimahumullah. They murdered your father and never said sorry. Never said sorry to you. And you forgave them on the grounds of what? On the grounds of what? The only thing that we were, quote, given was the right to vote. We have been given nothing else. And then they manipulate our vote. You're allowed to vote as long as you voting for your historical oppressor. If that's not a weak-minded individual or individuals, I don't know what is. We can't go to war with them type of people that think like that, where you can get smacked around and then they do whatever they want to do to you, and then they tell you, okay, we'll let you live as long as you do what we tell you to do. And that's exactly what y'all doing. What they tell you to do. They say, here's Kamala Harris, shut up and vote for her. That's what they told you. Joe Biden told you, you ain't black if you don't vote for him. No, he didn't waste his energy to give you a black policy that he was going to advocate for. He told your black behind, you ain't black. He's on record saying this, and I know most of y'all don't even know that. He told your black behind, you are not black if you don't support his white supremacy behind. And y'all accepted it. Y'all voted for him in record numbers as a block and as a unit. And what did he do in 4 years? First thing he did is cuss Al Sharpton and all of the black leaders. He sat them down, and with no Muslims there. He sat them down and said, listen here, boys. And he gave them a chewing. And they had secret recordings and the whole 9. It made headlines. I think that was within the first 2 weeks of him taking office. And y'all did nothing. And he told y'all, he told Al Sharpton to shut up, sit there and shut up and take what I'm about to give you. He told us that we better make friends with the Hispanics because they're next in succession of this country. And y'all went for it. Y'all gave him a pass. Stockholm Syndrome. This man don't care nothing about that recording that y'all had and that Al Sharpton's team conspired to release. He don't care nothing about it. If that's not a toxic pimp relationship, I don't know what is. Y'all have no excuse for that. Not one good excuse. None whatsoever. So like I said, next, the Democrats was behind Jim Crow. They were the people throwing rocks at Martin Luther King's head. They the people who made Malcolm X and Martin Luther King political prisoners. Political prisoners. And then they shot and killed him in cold blood in front of y'all, in front of y'all, in front of your grandmother. And your mama was watching it on TV. My mama was watching it on TV. They cried when they talk about the day. And you want to go and support these people? You can't have your own leader. You got to have the leader we gonna give you. That's how they plan it. Period. Third, the black codes, sharecropping. Democrats was behind that. Y'all do y'all research. I bet you most of y'all Megan Thee Stallions don't even know. Most of you sexy reds don't even know what sharecropping is. Don't even know that your great-great-grandfather and mother were sharecropping. And that's the reason why you still renting an apartment. That's the reason why you haven't inherited any land. That's the reason why you haven't inherited any wealth, any businesses, because right after they turned you loose, and right when they couldn't really enforce the Jim Crow, and they broke the black people down, they start doing sharecropping was before the Jim Crow. They did sharecropping. Jim Crow was the result of us running from the system. It took us years, a century to get it all figured out. Y'all did they inflicted sharecropping on our great grandmother and father. And that's the reason why we are born into poverty. And not born into nothing. Every people's around the entire world, you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to Somalia, two of the most poorest countries in the whole entire world. But I guess I'll tell you one thing though, they own their country. They own their identity. That dirt that they have, those mud huts that they living in, those mountains that they living in, it belongs to those people. What do y'all got? You got a Dooney and Burke purse. You got some stilettos and a Cardi B CD, and Cardi B ain't even black. You got a Cardi B CD. That's what you own. Oh, and you got a mortgage on a house. You got a 30-year mortgage on the house with an interest rate that's so sky high you ain't even worried about. You calling yourself a homeowner because the home was financed to you and you think you all that. You don't even own the home. The bank owns the home. The white bank owns the home, not you. That's because of sharecropping. That's because of Jim Crow. That's because of slavery. We're going to take it further because everybody says, somebody told me today, one of my friends, I love her to death. She got brothers, that's my boys. We locked in. One of her brothers helped me get my first working truck for landscaping. It's my boy, my friends. She told me today, oh, that's old stuff. Y'all always blaming the white man. Y'all always talk about what the white man did to y'all. Yes, we are. And until one of y'all political candidates undo what they did to us, we're going to keep talking about it. We ain't going to be quiet about it. Our scholars say that during slavery, Jim Crow, all of that, white supremacy America ran up about $15 trillion off our backs. Imagine the work that we did to build this country, and if we were paid the due wages, we would have about $15 trillion circulating in our community. Don't let this go over your lace fronts. Don't let this go over your lace fronts. I'm talking economics. The class where you was writing love letters to your boyfriend in. Follow me. If they would have paid us for the business we done during slavery, building this country, building the infrastructure of this country, the very infrastructure of this country, the bones of this country, the backbone of this country, that would have equated to about an estimated $15 trillion that would belong to our community, that would be in our community. We would be like our historical oppressors, where they own apartment buildings and they're landlords. We're not apartment building owners, and we're not landlords. Yeah, a few of y'all slipped through the cracks. I'm talking economics. I'm talking macroeconomics, not micro. That's not even micro. A couple of individuals, the amount of black people that own commercial property, the percentage is laughable. So I don't want to see nobody in the comments like, "Oh, I own my own 4 unit, and I've been on my own 4 unit since 2010." Okay, you're one of 10 women. You're one of 10, 20 brothers. It's not the common norm, and we know that to be the truth. I think the last time I looked up the statistics, 60% of black people don't even have a mortgage. We rent. And of that, the vast majority of that 60% of people are overpaying for rent. Who's overcharging us? We don't even make we don't even make the same amount of money up against our other ethnic groups because of systemic racism, and they're still charging us market rents, and even more so, they're raising up these prices for market rent. So they telling you yes but no at the same time. That's a whole conversation that y'all not ready for. That's gonna melt the glue in your front, in your lace front, and you ain't gonna be able to take it no more. Then you're gonna be blocking good old brother Abdul Kabir. That's too deep for you. But no black person, closing up this point, no black person should ever be a Democrat until the Democrats would be alright with me, and I still wouldn't represent them. I still wouldn't join them. I'm not a can't beat them, join them type of individual. If anybody that know me from the city that know, I'm a fight to the death. I'm a warrior. I'm a leader. I ain't no sucker. I will die on my principles. I ain't no sucker by no stretch of the imagination, of the definition. I'm gonna die with my principles because I'm a man for myself, for my community, and for my family and for my community at large. Ain't no can't beat 'em, join 'em. You pay me what you owe me, and then I won't get on your ass. That's my mentality. That's my mentality. Period. And we doing whatever we can to make sure that we get our reparations and ultimately our retribution. Period. Period. Ain't no can't beat 'em, join 'em. They shot my father, Malcolm X. They shot my father, Martin Luther King, in the face, in front of my ancestors. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. So for those reasons alone, no black person should ever. Oh, I forgot to mention redlining. That's a modern systemic oppression that black people put us through, and y'all forgave them. And I bet you most of you Megan Thee Stallions and Sexy Reds don't know what redlining is. Do your homework. And what's that boy name from Chicago? Uh, I forgot his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Do your homework on redlining. Do your homework. That's a modern systemic oppression that we're experiencing. That's that's the number one reason why we live in O Block, why we live in Went Terrace, why we live in Miami Gardens. Why did the light just go? Hey, y'all leave the light alone. What are you doing? No, don't. So that's the reason why we have all these legendary ghettos around the hood. Watts, L.A., the Magnolia. All that was a government scam. Harlem, Brooklyn, Bronx. I don't know no hoods in Jersey or yeah, or Atlantic City. Y'all know the hoods. That was a massive government scheme to keep black people down, to keep black people away from resources. You think I ain't gonna blame the man for doing that? You must have lost your mind. And ain't no black woman never stood up to the face of white supremacy like the black man has. So our black women shouldn't even disrespect us by saying y'all always blaming the man. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. I'm the warrior. I'm the soldier, not you. You can't go out there and fight. Y'all ain't the ones that's out there shucking and jiving trying to make something happen and then running from the police and then the police shoot you in the back. That's not our women doing that. What y'all are doing are crying on TV when it happens. So y'all should never cross that line disrespecting us, telling us that we shouldn't ever say this is the man got his foot on our neck, because he do. And the women who do say that we should stop saying that, well, you go fight then. Since you so tough, Mr. Ma'am, you go fight. You go fight. There is no other options. Ain't no options. We moving and weaving ourselves into the system, and we got our own individual and some collective think tanks. We fighting and struggling to create businesses and put money into our own communities and opening up our own gyms, we doing everything that we possibly can. Black woman, you don't disrespect us and tell us that we can't say the reason why we haven't progressed is because the man foot been on our neck. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It's a sin for you to say such a thing, to disrespect a man in such a manner. So for those reasons, no black person should ever be a Democrat. And I bet y'all didn't know, historically, black people were Republicans, because the Republicans were always in the government advocating specifically for black people, specifically for policies for black people. Specifically. What y'all Democratic frontrunner said she was not gonna do, and then she turned around and passed an immigration bill. We not immigrants, so she did something for a specific community. She turned around and passed the bill for she supported the bill for the Jews to get $38 billion because they're being oppressed. The people that's out there slaughtering children and women, dropping bombs indiscriminately on women and children, are the ones that are oppressed, and they need a $38 billion bailout, and we don't. And this is stuff that y'all don't know. And if y'all know it and y'all turn a blind eye, then you just as part of white supremacy as they are. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of show 'em gun line bosses if you know that and you still support Kamala Harris. If you know that she's number one, she's supporting genocide. Her, Obama, Biden, Clinton, all of them have been doing genocide to the Middle Eastern people out of white supremacy. And y'all all know the stories that they not the original Jews and the Palestinian people, and the 90% of y'all are Christians. The people that the Jews are killing, I'm going to take you back a little further. If y'all have ever read y'all Bible before, and please do not let this melt the glue on your front lace front. Please don't let this melt the glue on your front lace. Please don't. If y'all have ever read the New Testament, the people who was prosecuting Jesus, who 90-something% of y'all are Christians. Hypocritical, if you ask me. Were the Jews. Jesus was from Palestine. He wasn't from Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv didn't exist. J Main, that's his name. That's the brother name. J Main, like J Main say, do your homework. Quit twerking and having a twerk contest. If you're going to twerk and be a twerk contest and you're going to be a prostitute, just do that. Shut up about politics. Shut up about intellectualism. Shut up about it. You don't know nothing. You ain't never took the opportunity to learn something. And us individuals that sit here and study all day, every day, and actually help people person to person, and we taking our own resources. We don't have no backing. We don't have your backing, no Kamala Harris money. We don't got no Democratic money. We don't got no money. We just doing this all out of our own pockets and out of the good of our heart and love for our communities. Y'all got nerve to argue with us, the true scholars of the nation. Shut up. I'm tired of hearing y'all. It ain't no conversation, it ain't a debate. Shut up. And I mean that with love. That goes for me too. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I need to shut up. I need to shut up. And it ain't enough just to say that. You got to be able to back it up. And y'all know I make a living out of torturing ignorant fools that got the nerve to say something. By the time I make a video or I make a post, believe me, I've been doing this on Facebook for almost 10 years now. Y'all know I got all the evidence already. I'm not gonna open my mouth if I ain't got some level of understanding about what I'm talking about. But y'all do. Shut up. Y'all know more about the people who killed Julio, than y'all do who's the front runner Democratic nominee for the presidential election. And that's sad. I know both. But y'all know more about that than y'all do this. And that's sad. Be quiet. Let the true intellectuals, the true leaders in this community, let us cook. Get out of our way. You don't see Taylor Swift making no proclamations. She ain't saying nothing, and she probably gonna vote for Trump because she come from that whole Trump culture. So she don't see her saying nothing. You don't see them people get involved and all fighting each other and talking crazy to each other. You don't see them doing none of that. They just make power moves and let y'all watch, and they force it down y'all throat. Period. So, going further, your girl was involved in mass incarceration. She locked up almost 1,600 people for minor misdemeanor offenses, drug offenses. So if she did that with minor offenses, what do you think she was doing to the brothers that actually committed real crimes? And I'm not advocating for crime. I'm an advocate for crime. Criminals. I understand the psychology. As y'all know, I was one. I went through that psychology. And I forced myself to understand it, to rehabilitate myself from the inside out. And I passed this information on to all of my brothers. Y'all done watch me come home and pass up individuals that's been home the entire time that I was that I was gone, through my understanding. And I impart that to individuals that's willing to put the work in and the sacrifice. And it was like that when I was in prison as well. Anybody who know me, who know I was in prison, at every joint that I was in, I was the Amir. Literally. Making calls on who gets stabbed and who don't get stabbed. And nobody got stabbed up under my administration. Literally, rooms filled with individuals listen to me talk and listen to me help them make their lives better. And I wasn't working for the prisons. I was doing this independently. The prisons tried to hire me to do this, but I already know you work for who pays you. I don't want their script. I did it organically from amongst the people, amongst the worst of the worst. Do your homework on Abdul Kabir Muhammad, formerly known as Romeo Williams. Do your homework. The feds came to a prison and locked me up, made me a political prisoner, and then raised my security and rolled me out and put me in a disciplinary compound 15 months before I came home because of my leadership within the community. I swear by Allah on all my kids. I didn't punch nobody. I didn't cuss out a CO. I didn't convey no illegal substance, no crime whatsoever. I don't even have a RIB infraction on when they rolled me out. They put an emergency transfer on me, the whole nine, because I talk the way that I talk, and I get the people to listen, I get the people to moving. And when I talked to the deputy warden of special services, I was in tears, and I said, man, I'm trying to help our people. This man was blacker than me, blacker than the bottom of your shoe. And he said, man, you preaching to the choir. I ain't locking you up because you a gangster. You a bad person. I'm locking you up because you got too much influence. Do your homework on Abdul Kabir Muhammad, like Jermaine say. Stay out the way of individuals that's putting in real work. Y'all ain't never spoken no prison. You ain't never spoken no prison. You ain't never spoken in front of 50 to 100, 150, 200 prisoners, hardened criminals, sitting down in front of you, waiting for you to say something to change their life. Sitting amongst the worst of the worst. This Facebook stuff and the stuff that y'all got going on, that's petty. That's petty. You ain't sat and had to influence a gang leader who influences 500 active gang members. You ain't never did that. Y'all a walk in a park. Y'all easy. Y'all real easy. You ain't never did none of that. Do your own work before you open your mouth. Going back to mass incarceration. That's not the key. All of the true black intellectuals know that mass incarceration is not the way you're going to stop crime. They've been preaching that mess to us since the early 90s with your boy Bill Clinton and your boy Joe Biden and being tough on crime. They ran campaigns on locking your baby daddy, your uncle, and anybody else that had the courage to get out there and get some real money because white supremacy would not hire us. We not psychopaths. We not sociopaths. We not dogs. We not animals. We go and fill out applications for jobs and tell you no because you black. We go fill out applications for jobs and they say, okay, we'll pay you $3 an hour. We're men. And we're some of the most manly men that ever walked the face of the planet. We ain't accepting that. Well, you know what? I'm coming to get it. We became bank robbers. We start robbing dope boys. We start finessing the dope game, even though we know that the white man brought the dope to our communities. We like, shoot, I'm gonna grab a little bit of this. Auntie down there, she gonna be doing it anyway. She already done. I'm gonna grab some of this, flip it, boom, give me some houses, give me a couple businesses, take care of my family. Every dope boy I ever know took care of his family. Even the crazy, wild, crash out ones, they all got a girlfriend. And all them girlfriends got kids. And every time that girlfriend be like, babe, the phone bill due, he broke her off. Babe, the kids need shoes, he break her off. He out here robbing and wearing the Spooch Shiesty mask and the whole nine. But he got a family. Every one of them. He might have 3, 4, 5 families. He playing y'all and all of that. But he got some money. And what little money he got, he's playing his manly role. We was out here trying to provide. We ain't no sociopathic animals. We ain't robbing people and kidnapping them and cutting them up like we see the Spanish people doing. And they ain't put no bill up against them. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Grind hard. Jude, what's happening? What's up with my guy? So, point blank and period. This woman went to Howard University and got a law degree from Howard University, and she ain't figured out yet that mass incarceration is not the way you're going to cure crime in the black community. She either stupid or she's stupid. One of the two. One of the two. One of the two. Nah, that ain't neither. She ain't stupid. She's doing it on purpose. Oh, she knows for a fact that mass incarceration will not cure the black community. She knows that. She's doing it on purpose. She locked up 1,600 something people for minor weed violations. And then when it was people, y'all all done heard the stories about guys trying to get a stay of execution, just say, hey, look at the evidence. She has to look at the evidence before, as a DA, as the AG. She has to look at every case and clear. She has to listen to her committee, whoever they are, and she has to clear the indictment and clear the charges. And she knows some of that stuff was bogus. A lot of that stuff was bogus. But every chance that she got to oppress black people, black and a little bit of brown people, she did it. This is her track record. That's a soft spot. Y'all all got a baby daddy, cousin, uncle, daddy that was in the drug gang, a friend, a brother. Y'all knew somebody was in the drug gang that was in the gangs. and we was doing all of this to survive, and this is the only options that we had to really get some real money. Damn all that what y'all talking about. Oh, you had choices, and we went to college. Man, miss me with all of that. Even though y'all went to college, y'all still ain't making no money. Miss me with all of that. Most of the dope boys in the society were courageous men and intelligent businessmen, to be able to elaborately put up a scheme until somebody told on them. Police never catch them. They never just watch and figure out what's going on. It's always a snitch. Those are intelligent men to be able to do that. Those are true leaders of the society. But their leadership went to waste. That's what that's about. So how do y'all support somebody who got a law degree out of Howard, but she ain't figured out that mass incarceration is not the way for black folks? Maybe she should take a page from her colleague, Michelle Alexander. Maybe she should take a page out of her book, her and Judge Alexander, Mrs. Alexander's husband. Why? How come individuals? Why y'all didn't put her up? How come y'all didn't choose Michelle Alexander, Maxine Waters, individuals who are who want to put policies specifically for black people? Why y'all ain't choose them? Oh, cause y'all couldn't. Cause Daddy Democrat didn't allow y'all to do it. He was gonna pimp slap y'all if y'all tried to choose y'all own candidate. Oh, I forgot. I forgot about the cowardice that exists inside of us and how brainwashed our women are. Because she walked around in chucks and pearls. I ain't never seen no black woman wearing no chucks and pearls. I ain't never seen it. I don't even know where that came from, honestly. Still to this day, you can go to church with all the old ladies. They might have a pearl chain or something, but that ain't something reminiscent of the black community. She put on some chucks and pearls and went and double dutch one time and ate a bite of fried chicken and told the Breakfast Club that she carried hot sauce in her pocketbook and y'all voted for her. That's what she gave y'all. That's how they value the black community. They entertain us, and then they say you gotta follow me or you ain't black. That's the life of a black Democrat. Comical. My last point. No, I made that point already. I'm looking through my notes. The community impact from mass incarceration. I think I made that point good enough. Another point I want to make: uh, the policing policies. They want to give more money to police, but they don't want to. They don't want to give money, millions and billions of dollars, to all of the entrepreneurs. All of y'all selling dinners on Facebook. All of y'all doing nails and hair in y'all basement. They want to give police to the community to lock up your son, because your son is of age now. He's 16, he's 17, he's 14, he's 15. He's starting to see about the streets. He's starting to see he ain't finna be looking crazy working at McDonald's for $7 an hour. He can't even afford them $300 pair of Jordans no more. So they still gonna laugh at him when he go to school. Your son's 17, he 18, he 19, he 20. She wants to give money to the police to lock him up when he feels those frustrations from those toxic influences. And we ain't teaching them no better. We ain't teaching them no better at all. And we're not teaching them not to value those material things. We're teaching them to value those material things. And we wonder why so many of our youth are out here drilling. And you can all day long go on YouTube and see 14 to 20-year-olds, all of them with guns like the United States Army. 14 to 20-year-olds. And it's ironic that the number one cause of death in the black community, these are black issues. Number one cause of death in the black community, black men 14 to 24, is murder by gun violence. That is the leading cause of death. How can the best developmental years of a man's youth, 14 to 24, those are the best years of a male's life. How can that be sacrificed to gun violence? That's the statistic. Not that we pumping out scholars left and right. Not that. We pumping out murders left or right. And all them YouTube videos is going viral. You black women who is arguing with me on Facebook, them your kids. You have no place to argue. You can't talk to me about abortion and them your kids. You done castigated the black man so much, and you told him that he has no excuse for him to be in the lowly position that he's in, that you run him out the house and you got stuck with that black boy by himself, and now he out here drilling. I heard it. I heard a boy. What's that boy name? Kia, the Kia boy. I heard him say today that he'll drill his grandma. He said he'll drill his grandma. These the boys y'all raising. You Kamala Harris lovers. That's who these the boys y'all raising. When we walking in Walmart and a 15-year-old see your 15-year-old son see the other sexy red's 15-year-old son, and he pull out his gun with 60 rounds in it, and he squeezed the trigger one time, and all 60 rounds come out at Walmart. Y'all Kamala Harris's, and I don't believe in abortion and all that, all these progressive so-called white people problem stuff that y'all support, them the kids that y'all raising. And even though those are the kids that y'all raising, Kamala Harris ain't said nothing to you about it. Hell, Obama didn't say nothing about it. Michelle Obama grew up in O Block. Michelle Obama is from O Block and ain't never went back there. She from O Block. She from Parkway Gardens. And never went back there. Her city, her neighborhood has led this drill culture as a result of the lack of policies from the support that the Democratic Party has given, the lack of support that the Democratic Party has given us. But we have given them their support. That is absurd. King Von grew up under the tutelage of a Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. And y'all want to continue this. Y'all want to continue this? Y'all want to keep it going this way? Y'all want son to drill on grandma, right? That is the first time that lyric has ever been said in the history of hip hop. Nobody has ever in history made that. And I know y'all heard that song about the little boy he made a diss record against his grandmother for being concerned about him being lost in the streets. Them the kids y'all raising. And y'all telling us to vote for this woman who wants to lock us up. And if she hasn't said that she want to lock us up herself, she ain't standing in the way of anybody locking us up. She not using her power, her executive authority. She said she ain't signing nothing until they agree with the border situation. She said she ain't signing nothing until they agree to the Democratic Party's demands, and she was the deciding vote. She said she ain't signing nothing. Has she ever stood up for you like that, black woman? Has she ever said black women are the most underpaid group of people in the United States of America? They have the lowest wage rates. Have you ever heard Kamala Harris say, I'm not signing y'all's bill until y'all sign my bill for my women, for my people, that they wages be legislated, that they wages be brought up to a fair standard? Those are black policies and black issues that y'all should be worried about. Not arguing whether or not we gonna uphold Margaret Sanger's eugenic legacy through abortion. That ain't no black problem. Oh, somebody got intelligent with me today, and I appreciate it. And they said, yeah, black women have the highest rates and the highest percentage of abortions. Well, guess why? Who would want to bring a child into these worsened economic conditions that were cast on us, as I proved to you the entire time I've been talking to you this morning, by the Democratic Party? The Democrats created this straitened circumstance that black people live in, that black women have to endure by themselves, because the black man has been castrated by the Democratic Party that we employ. They work for us. We pay taxes just like everybody else. They get our tax money and they take it and they give it to other people for other causes. They give us nothing. And they come back and tell you, oh, just like Obama said, I'm the president of the United States of America. I'm not the president of black people of America, of only black people of America. Bull, bull, you know what? I pay you. You work for me. And if you don't, we kick you out. We're going to get somebody in there that's going to do it. Everybody else is playing that game but black people. Black people is championing other people's issues. Oh, what's her face? Kamala Harris has a staunch stance for the rights of immigrants coming over the border. They not black people. You think any of them? I ain't heard not one. I ain't heard now immigrant come over here talk about we coming over here and we standing with our black brothers and sisters against all the systemic white oppression put forth by the United States of the government. They ain't thinking about us. They coming across that border. They taking all the stuff from us, jobs included. If you're really smart, you would be for Trump and the Republican Party's policy regarding immigrants, illegal immigrants. They the one I could tell you right now because I'm a contractor. I'm gonna tell you right now, and it's an ongoing joke in the contractor community. They can find a Mexican to do the job, a better job, if not as good job for you, half the price. Half the price. I ain't against the progression of the Spanish people. I'm not. But at my expense, I'm against that. I'm against that. Most of y'all ain't had no business. Most of y'all ain't never had to go meet with the client and give him an estimate and send him an invoice and say, here's the going rate, the American going rate for this service. And then here you go, you got an illegal immigrant coming over here willing to do it. I give you a quote for $100 an hour, and an illegal immigrant is giving you a quote for $10 an hour, which is $100 an hour back in his country. And I did landscaping, as y'all know, and he stays here for the landscaping season, and he goes back home with all that money. So and most of y'all, number one, 98% of black men work in the labor force. Your baby daddy that you claim ain't paying child support, he works in the labor force. Those labor jobs, those low-paying labor jobs, which black people predominate, are being snatched away by illegal immigrants. Do your homework. So how could you say, oh, she's for border rights for immigrants? That's hurting your community. Even if it's not hurting you per se, if you're an engineer, still you're a black person. And you belong to the black community because of the color of your skin, whether you like it or not. I don't care how white your views are. You're a black person. You classified with us. Okay, you up here and we down here. Well, if that job down here is taken away, that money is taken away too. That money leaves your community. And now you got to go beg master to live in his community, for him to allow you to live in his community, for him to allow you to be with his women and be inside of their clubs and live culturally with them. Because there's nothing in your community. And that's one of the reasons why. Cherry on top. Biden told y'all straight up. He didn't lie. He told y'all, get in line. We've been here. We built this country. And that man had nerve to tell us we better get in line behind the Spanish people. And they ain't did nothing to build this country. All they did is sneak and jump that wall and cross that invisible line. And y'all gonna pass the torch to them? And y'all don't have a problem with that. That's okay. That right there tells me you want to be a slave. You want to be a slave. And if y'all know, the Spanish people ain't thinking about us. They don't like us. They don't like us. You got some that grew up in the hood and all that. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that look at you funny in the Walmart and y'all live, y'all act like y'all ain't never seen it before, and y'all ain't never experienced it before. They ain't thinking about y'all. They looking to step and Trump that step on you to jump to the top, just like every other nationality is when they get over here. That is the reality. Indian, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Brazilian, Arab, whoever. None of them reach back for the black brother and the black sister. None of them. And they all are able to come in this country and have minority rights because my people put their blood on the ground for minority rights. It ain't never been a dog or a water hose cannon sicked or somebody hung high, a Spanish hung high, a Arab hung high, a Indian hung high. An Indian ain't never been strange fruit. A Arab ain't never been strange fruit. A Mexican ain't never been strange fruit. My people were. And now you're able to come over here, Mr. Immigrant, Mrs. Immigrant, you're able to come over here and progress because of the blood that my people put on the ground. And when y'all get up there to the top, y'all just start acting like white people. I'ma say it. What don't everybody like to? What don't everybody want to say? Y'all just assimilate with the white people and white views. And white people and white views means to have systemic racism. And y'all just blame us. Oh, you didn't take advantage of the opportunities in this country. You didn't go to college. My grandmother came over here with nothing, and she got a house, and they worked, and they worked until they got this business, and here we are today at this job interview you're sitting in because my grandfather came over here with nothing and worked hard. I mean, your grandfather ain't never had redlining on him. Your grandfather ain't never had Jim Crow on him. Your grandfather ain't never been picking cotton in no doggone fields. Your grandfather ain't never been told to shut the hell up or he gonna get hung high in that tree. That ain't never happened to your grandfather. I don't want to hear nothing about your grandfather. I don't got nothing to do with you. What happened to the war that America was conducting back home, back in the old country? I don't have nothing to do with that. You should have stayed home and fought with your own country. But don't come over here telling me how hard you worked and this is why you got to where you are. No, you got to where you are because they allowed you to. Point blank, period. And those just the raw facts. So closing up, I hope I made my point. Um, we don't have we don't have any incentives to vote for the Democratic Party. And black people, if you want to support a political party, let it let them lead with reparations for all of the reasons that I just put in this video. Let them leave the reparations with them paying the money that they owe us so that way we can stand on our own 2 feet. And after they pay us our reparations, no, I don't want to be a Democrat just because you paid me my reparations. When you pay reparations to the German people for firebombing them in World War One and Two, you didn't ask them to accept your Democratic Party, even though they accepted the democratic system of government. They still running it their doggone self. I could start there. When you did Agent Orange on the Vietnamese. In that war, you didn't tell them people to be Democrats and Republicans. Not at all. When you dropped the bomb on the Japanese people in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, you didn't ask them to be Democrats, did you? No. And all of those peoples that I just mentioned got reparations for the inhumane atrocities that was carried out by white supremacy. All three of those groups got reparations. So why should not black people get reparations? And why do they have to control the reparations if we do get it? Why do we have to be Democrats? Why do we got to be Republicans? No. Y'all think y'all so smart and y'all so good? Give us our reparations. Let us build our community up to par and create our own party, and we run neck and neck against y'all, and we see who wins, like y'all do with y'all own selves. I want to be equal. I ain't trying to be under no Democratic Party. And all the old slave talk of, oh, we got to get our foot in the door first. We got to get our foot in the door. Man, we got more than a foot in the door. There's plenty of black people working in the White House. 13% of the House is black, and their whole body is in the dough. Hell, we had a black president, half black president, and nothing happened. So how long you gonna be trying to stick your foot through the dough before you create your own dough for you to walk through and your people to walk through? That's what I'm challenging black people to do. I believe in voting. I just don't believe in voting for these frauds. Like I've been telling y'all since Obama, vote for who and vote for what. Answer them two questions and we can start the conversation. Other than that, go turn your Megan Thee Stallion back on and excuse the true black intellectuals while we build a country and a community for y'all to be comfortable and live in. Inshallah. Pull up some of my comments. I miss you too, Gog and Magog. I'm going to get back busy, inshallah. Gog and Magog said, my only concern is the Zionists. They must be brought under control. Yeah, it ain't going to happen if the Democrats stay here. They the ones that's spewing all the wars around the world. The Democrats are behind every single war except for one. What's going on, Kwame? I was just asking, what is being black? Being black is Kwame asks, what is being black? That's being black is hold on, let me make sure y'all can see the comments. I put them up. Okay, yeah, y'all can see it. Being black is first and foremost, you got to be African American. You got to have an African American mother and an African American father. We can't water down who we are. No other people's water down who they are. They got all the tribes and stuff over in other countries, and if they all got the same blood just like we do, but if you come from a different area or a different tribe or whatnot, if you're if the mom is from over here and the dad is from over there, they recognize their identities because it's knowledge in that. There's a lot of knowledge in that because we should be known for something noble. That's what your name represents. Your last name is supposed to be your family name. It's supposed to be reminiscent of your family legacy. But since we have been erased as a people, we don't know that. We just naming each other Tehran J and Lavonda and all the things that have absolutely no meaning whatsoever. And it's known for nothing whatsoever. So first and foremost, you got to have an African American mother and an African American father. And second, you had to have grown up in the African American community. You can be an African American of descent, but if you did not grow up in the African American community, you are not African American culturally. You may identify as an African American, but you don't represent the culture. And people who didn't grow up with us and grow up around us and been through what we've been through, how can you possibly be an expert on what's good and what's bad for us? So that's what an African American is. That's what being black is. He said, I was just asking. Okay. The family sued. Oh yeah. The brother was saying, Brother Ahmad, one of our leaders in the community as well. He's always active with his voice and giving us good social commentary. But y'all don't make his stuff go viral either. I bet you if he took a picture with Megan Thee Stallion, he'd get a lot of views and a lot of likes. But it'll stop right there. All the other knowledge and stuff that he support and that he posts, y'all gonna ignore it. That's the state of our people. He said the King family sued the government and won the lawsuit for his death, which is an omission. No, that's not an omission. That is evidence of guilt. That is evidence that they are guilty, that the Democratic government was guilty of killing our father, Martin Luther King. Brother Kwame said, when did we have our own? They took it to Black Wall Street. Yeah. Oh, he's saying when we did have our own, they took it to Black Wall Street. You're right. You're right. And that's a tough higher education conversation. But in short, I'm going to give y'all the answer. You don't deserve to have it if you can't protect it. Same rules apply, just like in the hood. If somebody's able, if you riding your bike down the street and somebody able to punch you right in your face and they able to take your bike away from you, you ain't deserve to have it. That's how we grow up in the African American community, and I know y'all know that. So same rules apply to them. Same rules apply. Don't nothing change because it's white supremacy. Hell, we ain't. Well, I know y'all ain't scared to die. Y'all out here drilling. Even the women, our women out here drilling on each other and drilling on men. One of the people who allegedly killed Julio Fulio was a gal, young gal. So I know y'all ain't scared to die. So same rules apply. When we build our own, we protect our own. We have our own police force. We have our own prosecutors. Not skin color, mindset. Black mindset. And we will protect our own. We'll die for our own. That's the only thing that the white man respects. That's all he respects. But we too scared. My guy Jew. He said, "I'm not voting. Period. I feel like I'll be a part of the problem if I do vote versus me not voting." That's 100% true, brother. That's 100% true. And I hope you are telling this and having this conversation with your peers, because you still deep in the culture. You still very, very close to everybody that's in the streets and all of our people who are not properly educated about these matters. I hope you got the courage to say this at the dinner table. I know it'll turn into a messy conversation, but somehow, some way, we got to change. You're 100% right, brother. You're 100% right. You're part of the problem. If you employ your oppression, you deserve it. You deserve it. Them people ain't gave us nothing but oppression. That's all that they've ever given us. They've never given us nothing. They gave us, quote unquote, the right to vote in 65, and we've been voting and we ain't got nothing. All our votes added up to Baby Kia saying he gonna drill on his grandmother. That's what our votes added up to, y'all. That's where our tax dollars is going. Our tax dollars is going to Sexy Red. That's what our tax dollars are creating. That's the result. Literally. We ain't getting nothing. We get nothing back out of the government. We're giving them jobs and we ain't getting nothing out of it, nothing back. And no disrespect to to them individuals, Sexy Red and Baby Kia. They just acting to the extent of their understanding. I used to be a fool my doggone self. But this is what we're producing. Nothing. Literally nothing. So if you vote and you employ these individuals, you're gonna get the same thing. Like they say, insanity is to repeat the same thing over and over again and expect different results. And we've been voting since '65, and your vote don't count. Don't nobody want to talk about that. If I post something about the Atlanta Housewives, people it'd be 30, 40, 50, 60 people on there talking about it. But as soon as I posted, I said, y'all still voting, y'all know it don't count. I posted that the other day, and ain't nobody react to it. Ain't nobody say nothing. Ain't even the people who I know I turn their gears have the courage to say something. Say, brother, what you mean? Why do you say that? And all y'all know why? The Electoral College. Y'all know about it. They tell y'all about it. They tell you, oh, the popular vote and the delegate. Yeah, they have the popular votes, and we need 3 more delegates. They're telling y'all. They plan. What y'all be saying? What Glorilla say? Before she let somebody play in her face, she'll go eat some jail food, and y'all love that. They playing right in y'all face, and y'all ain't eating no jail food. They playing right in y'all face. They playing right in y'all face. Ain't none of y'all. I was in prison in a jail cell when I was looking at the Obama election, and I was like, he need delegates. What's a delegate? And it wasn't no Google. I had to go get my pass to the library and wait my turn when I to go to the library, and then to get in the to get in line to get a book, I had to wait, and then I can only have the book for a certain amount of time. I had to go get the dictionaries and the encyclopedias and go look up what is a delegate, what is an electoral, what is the electoral college. I had to do it like that. Y'all got a phone right there that y'all texting all type of bull on and posting all kinds of bull, all kinds of nothing. You got a phone and you can just literally, you ain't even got to type it. You can push Hey Siri and it'll tell you what a delegate and electoral college is, and then you would know it ain't worth your time to vote. Period. You can go Google everything you heard me accuse the Democratic Party of today. You can go right on Hey Siri and say who was the president during black codes, who was the president during the Jim Crow, who was the president during redlining, who was the president during slavery, and every single one of them were Democrats. And I'm going to end the note like this, just like my granny used to say, who came from Alabama, the Jim Crow South. She was running from it, and that's how she got to Cincinnati. She was running from your people. She was running from the Democratic Party. Hold up. Before I say that, it's a myth that the Democratic Party became the Republican Party and they switched. There's no historical evidence for that. The only thing that we can find on that is that when the Democrats started to loosen up a little bit on some, they started to progress on some of the interracial issues in the country. The Southern white Dixiecratic Democratic farmers didn't like that the Democratic government was starting to loosen up on some of these issues, and they started to leave the Democratic Party and go to the Republican Party, and they tainted the Republican Party, and some of that taint is still there. But the reason why they did that is because the Republican Party basically has a free, leave me alone, no government policy, which I'm in agreement of, and which that should be the number one reason why y'all should vote Republican if y'all do have to vote, if y'all do vote, because they are anti-government. Leave me the hell alone. Leave me and my guns and my property alone. That's what every black person in the world should want after the hell and toxicity that this government then took us through. I don't want nothing to do with them people. Just leave me alone. It's one of the reasons why I moved to Florida under one of the worst governors that y'all call this Ron DeSantis. Shit, DeSantis is is a lady. He's a whoa man compared to doggone it. What's that fool name, Julie? What's that fool name we got, man? That was the prosecutor in Cincinnati first. DeWine. Mike DeWine. I don't know if he was a Republican or a Democrat. I can't remember. I think he's a Democrat, if I am mistaken. Man, DeSantis is a young lady compared to DeWine. Shoot, I didn't have Mike DeWine names on my indictment. In the joint, we used to say Mike DeWine can indict a ham sandwich. Man, ain't nobody beat no case up under him. And that's the dude that became governor in Ohio. Man, lock him up and throw away the key. It's free down here in Florida. It's free. Don't nobody bother you. You do your thing. As long as you ain't interrupting the folks that's around you, ain't nobody gonna bother you. And y'all see me putting that, I be putting stuff on my story. Like, look, they just pull up and put food trucks in the empty parking lot and they get it on. They got people down here that don't speak no English. They got Haitians that don't speak good English, and they speak mostly French. They got abundance of Spanish people down here that don't speak no English. They got a whole food truck that you free to walk up to, and you can order some of the food, and they can't even communicate with you and get your order. They know the numbers. You tell them uno, dos, tres, cuatro. What you could tell them the numbers, and they'll know. Okay, I'm gonna make this combo meal. That's how free it is down here, and it's a Republican state. And DeSantis is a hardline Republican. They are anti-government. Leave us alone. Don't bother us. We'll call you. Don't call us. I like that. I like that. Leave me alone. Don't bother me. Let me do my business. Whatever y'all say I got to break y'all off, I'll break y'all off. And I'll put it in another video. The tax situation. All y'all black people, all you black women claim y'all get money. Y'all got hair stores and nail salons and all this stuff that y'all got. The Democratic tax system is highway robbery. The Republican tax system is way better. Y'all tripping. Y'all better look at them numbers. Or is y'all not getting money and this don't mean nothing to y'all? I got businesses. That means something to me. If y'all don't believe in none of the morality talk that I just gave y'all, y'all always talking that bag. If Trump's tax plan expires and is due to expire next year, if his tax plan expires, if y'all let Kamala Harris in and his tax plan expires, they gonna go back to the Obama tax plan. And anybody who making over $100,000, you gonna pay damn near 40% of your earnings out to the government. And out to a government that ain't doing nothing for you. Up under Trump, he said he's running on canceling out income taxes altogether. He's trying to put a payroll tax reform and a Medicaid and Medicare tax reform. He trying to put money in people's pockets. Shit, that's my language. I'm a flat-foot hustler. I don't care nothing about him talking about he gonna give police immunity. I'm a man. I'm a man. I ain't gonna let nobody do nothing to me. That's point blank and period. I stay out their way, they stay out of mine. We can deal with that some other day. But in the meantime, between time, I'm getting this bag. The Republicans is about getting that bag. And I know I don't have a choice. There is no independent black political party. So if I had a gun in my head, I'd vote Republican for sure. I'm not going to vote Republican because it don't make a difference either way it go. Nor do I'm a Trump supporter or none of that. But his tax plan is better than Obama's. Obama's was 37% for people who is above, folks who make above $100,000. Why the hell should I give the Democratic KKK 37% of my hard-earned money? Is y'all crazy? And Trump saying 22%? But that might go over y'all heads. Oh, Trump's going to be a dictator. What kind of dictator could he be if I'm getting my money? He trying to put money in our pockets. He even said that he's going to eliminate the tax on tips for waitresses and stuff. A lot of y'all working, a lot of y'all sexy reds and Megan Thee Stallions work at the restaurants. Y'all bartenders because y'all so pretty and stuff. Y'all work in the bars. Trump is talking about not taxing your tips. But you didn't know that, did you? Because you so caught up in Kamala Harris. That ain't even no black name. Kamala. Hey, you ain't not nine one of y'all. I don't care if 100 million black people seen this video. Ain't not nine one of y'all got no friend, no girlfriend named Kamala. We got girl, nah. If her name was Camila, then we could work with something, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't got no, how y'all calling her black and think she black and y'all and her name Kamala. That ain't even a black name. Neither here nor there. But y'all too caught up in her watching her double dutch and watching her talk about letting Mexicans in the country. Y'all caught up in that. You not in your bag. You're not in your bag, but that's okay. All you girls that's Atlanta housewife wannabes and all y'all got bags and y'all got y'all independent and y'all driving scat packs just like men are and now y'all independent and y'all don't need a man and all of that. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. Get 37% to Kamala. get on your 100 racks that you just made last year off of your investment properties and your hair salons and all of that. Go give Kamala 37% and we'll talk after that. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. Sorry for the tough talk, y'all, but it's necessary. This big bruh. And y'all know I got to give it to you raw, point blank and period. I hope I don't have to do another video about this. I hope I don't have to keep on warning y'all from slave catching and save the emotional stuff. Save the nicknames, save the name calling. I'm ignorant, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this and that. You just make yourself look stupid if you say something like that. Point blank period. Don't none of y'all go hard like how I go hard. None of y'all. Anybody that want a name call, if you got to resort to name calling, that just shows that you's a fool and you stupid and you ain't got nothing in your head. Point blank and period. If you got to resort to name calling, that's the only thing that you can say. You can call me a name, save it. Save it. Calling me crazy. Oh, what is wrong with you? You're a Trump supporter. You're a dictator. You're ignorant. Them just calling names. Talk them numbers to me, baby. Do me one better. Give me Kamala's, Madam Kamala's tax plan. I'm a business owner. I got 3 small businesses. Talk to me about money. That's what y'all like to talk about. Just like y'all love that one little boy, that young man, D-Lo. Y'all love him. You want to be a boss, you got to pay the price. Whatever, however the rest of that song go, all he talk about is making money and count money and all of that. So y'all love him. Y'all made him go viral, and y'all want to talk about this election. Talk to me about some money. I don't want to talk about no abortion. I don't want to talk about no immigrants coming into the country illegally. Them ain't no black problems. Talk to me about this bag, whether it's reparations, whether it's taxes, whether it's policies that's going to bring a flow, influx of money into the black community, like the stimulus checks did that only Trump did. Obama bailed out the rich white folks, and Trump bailed out poor black America. Go figure. Obama ain't never gave y'all no check. Never. He ain't gave y'all nothing. He got in the White House and sung to you and told you better shut up and don't ask for nothing else. All right, y'all. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. I'm going to get back to the rest of my days off before I got to go back hard. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. Hopefully I don't have to do this again and we have to revisit. Maybe we'll have another topic next week, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have to get with this. If I have to do another video, I'm going to embarrass y'all. I'm going to go to congress.gov. I'm going to pull up all of her records. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to dare every single naysayer to say something against me. I'm going to dare y'all. I will smoke you. I don't care who it is. Family, friend, childhood friend. I am going to smoke you. Point blank and period. Don't. Y'all know this is what I do. Y'all better leave me alone. I was quiet for about 6 months. I ain't made a video about 6 months. I let y'all party and twerk and wear green hair and all that crazy stuff that y'all like to do. I left y'all to it. Y'all better leave me alone. All right, I love y'all for the sake of Allah. Kuli kala hadha, astaghfirullah wa la ilaha illallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.